Okay, so welcome to the third edition now of WebTalksNI. And the first couple of editions were more focused on software developers. So this time we thought we'd take a slightly different approach and actually talk to a client that Corvus have been working with now for some time. This is Cormac Kernan. He's been with Flint Studios for, what is it?
6.5 years.
6.5 years now,
Yep.
And he's the head of innovation. Corvus have been working with Flint Studios now for about 5, and we've placed multiple clients from software developers to systems admin to from .NET front end, the whole range there. So yeah, maybe just start off with your story, Cormac, and how you moved into development and kind of got into the position you're in now.
Okay. Well, believe it or not, I started out as a civil engineer graduate at Queen's University, but soon realised that civil engineering wasn't for me. It wasn't that interesting, knowing the consistency of tarmac. So I did a master's degree in computer science, essentially, and that's what got me on the road. That was in the late 90s. So the very early days for e-commerce and all the rest of it, and I started with a company called Tibus in Hollywood, and soon realised that I luckily found my calling. So development was very much what I really enjoyed doing. I stayed there for 5 or 6 years before I went into fantasy gaming and stuff. I went to a gaming company, still doing web development. I was there for a few years before I moved to a sister company who was doing more. The fantasy gaming didn't really work out because it was very hard to get sponsorship at the time. So went into more mainstream web development, and then from there went on to set up my own company along with a few other guys. Called Flint Studios. So that was at the end of 2011. We started with 6 people in the same building here as Corvus, in the Scottish Provident building, before we bought our own offices on the Ravenhill Road in 2014. And we've built a team from 6 people right up to about 30 people.
You just set up an office now in Warrington as well, as of last year?
That's right. We bought a small company in a place called Daresbury, which is near Warrington, where we are primarily focusing on e-commerce development.
So obviously we've been working with you now during that time to kind of build up the team, and there's multiple skill sets you've been looking for over the years, from PHP, .NET. What skills have you found particularly difficult to find?
Well, I mentioned the e-commerce development there, and we're focusing on Magento. So certainly in the Northern Ireland market, Magento developers have been very hard to find. At least experienced Magento developers. It seems in the last few years that more and more people have been focusing on Magento, but actually what we've been doing in partnership with yourselves is trying to find people with really quite a good bit of experience in Magento. Magento's only been around since 2008. It's based on the PHP programming language, so there's a reasonable amount of PHP developers in the Northern Ireland market, but once you try and drill down into a specific skill set, it gets a little bit more challenging.
Okay. Grant, so obviously you're an employer, so if a developer was coming to you to attend an interview, what would be your top tips?
Show real interest in the position. Do your research about the company that you're being interviewed by, and try. Obviously, just go and look at their website and see if they're a web agency like yourselves, their website should be good, hopefully, and try and find the information about the company. Northern Ireland is a small place, so if you're involved in the industry already, you should be able to ask around and see what you can find out about the company that's interviewing you. So we looked for very rounded individuals as well, so we're not looking just for people who are technically capable, but we are looking for people that we want to work with and that we know will enjoy working with us. So show a good range of interests outside of programming as well. It's not just about having the technical skills. Obviously that's very important, but we really do want to see rounded individuals working for us as well.
And how much emphasis would you put on, say, qualifications like a degree, or would you prefer to see a strong portfolio of work?
For us, it's really more about experience. So a strong portfolio. As we're a small company, and just the way we've grown organically, we've ended up hiring people with a reasonable amount of experience. So that means we're not really looking at the qualifications in terms of university or whatever. We're looking to see what have they done in their career. To date, obviously, professional qualifications are a help, but we're really more interested in finding out the solutions you've been working on in the last number of years, and maybe hearing the story of how you've come to develop a very good solution for a client. So not so much about the qualifications, really.
Okay, excellent. Well, hopefully you find that helpful, and yeah, we'll see you again next time.